What's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Julian Atzamosa. I'm a Berlin-based photographer and videographer, and in the last video I showed you how to organize and plan a portrait shooting. A lot of you ask me how I do edit my pictures to look like film, and that's what I want to show you in this video. Before we get to the edit, leave a like, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. For the edit I decided to use a straight portrait, and I want to show you how I came from this raw to this film lookalike portrait. Yeah, now we in Lightroom, and I like to start the edit with cropping the picture. So I choose 4x5 as crop. I like this a lot for portraits and for close portraits. And yeah, I'm cropping the picture how I like it, how I find it pleasing. And yeah, after this I normally start with cleaning the face a little bit. So go into the stump tool and stump away some pimples and uneven spots or some dust spots on the sensor. That's what I'm doing here. This can take you a lot of time, and you can do it so precise how you like it. But for this video I just make a quick edit, so I don't overdo it, just a little bit, so that you get the point. And after this I like to go to the basic correction and start to correct the exposure, the contrast, the highlights, shadows, whites and blacks. So here I just higher the exposure so it's more brightened, and put in a little bit more contrast so the picture is more popping, the image is more popping. And after this I like to lower the highlights so it's more even. Lower the highlights and the whites, it gives you a more pleasing film-like look. And yeah, so you see the before and after. After this I erase a little bit the shadows so you see a little bit more information about the face and not so dark spots, but still decrease the blacks a little bit so it's more contrast. And now you can see the before and after. After this I adjust the white balance and give it a little bit cooler tone, more towards the blue. After this I go to the clarity slider, because an decreased clarity gives you the typical film glow, what you see in film, the halation around the highlights, and that's what I'm doing here. Lower a little bit of the clarity and the texture so it's more smooth and filmish. After this I go to the color mixer and adjust the skin tones to my pleasing so that they look natural and like the model in real life, so that it's not too orange or not too red. So I try to play a little bit with this. After this I go to the tone curve and put 3 dots there and try to do a little bit of an S curve so that the image is more popping, the contrasts are more popping. So here a little bit down and here a little bit higher, so it's a slightly S curve. And the shadows I raise them a little bit so you see what it's doing, so it's a little bit more like a washed out film blacks. And then I do the same with the reds, the blues and the greens, so that everything has a slightly green curve. After this I adjusted the tint because it was a little bit too purple for me, so I went towards the green. And normally after this I go to the color grading tab and adjust the midtones. In the midtones I like to give them a little bit of a greenish yellowish color, and just slightly. For me in editing, everything has to be slightly, not overdo it. And yeah, so here I play a little bit around with the colors, and I like this. For the shadows I go with blue. For this I adjust the intensity a little bit and then play around with the color. For the highlights I like to go with orange again, but more towards red, to give it a little bit more warm feeling. Now you can see this few steps already changed a lot from the raw to the final image. And after this I go adjusting the grain and the sharpness of the picture. So I play a little bit around with the grain, and yeah, there you can do a lot of different things, different amount, size and roughness. I just do it a little bit basic, but the grain give it the film vibe. When you shoot film, it's normally had grain, so that's why I use this. Then I go to details and lower the sharpening, because the film image is not that sharp in contrast to digital. So I lower the sharpening, and then yeah, here we go. We almost done. After this I like to do a little bit of masking to make the image more pop. And yeah, so I masked the subject, in this case the model, and lowered a little bit of the texture so the skin is more smooth, and yeah, a little bit of the clarity. And then I do another mask of the background and lower the exposure of the background so that the subject is a little bit more popping. And yeah, so I give the subject, I change the mask again and give the subject a little bit more exposure, so we have a little bit more contrast to the background. And that's it, then we have the final image. I hope you enjoyed this small tutorial about editing and film look. And yeah, leave a like, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe, and comment what you want to see next. Bye.